Senate Bill 1727, a bill relating to purchase, possession, and sale of tobacco products, nicotine vapor products, and alternative nicotine products, minimum age requirements penalty.
Senator from James City County, Senator Norment.
My good friend, the senior senator from Virginia Beach, is trying to do a Nicorette advertisement before I speak on this bill, and such as it is. Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, this is a bill that makes a fairly modest but significant change. Basically, what it says is that we're going to raise the legal age for the purchase of any tobacco-related products from 18 to 21. The amendment in the nature of a substitute that was adopted in committee added on a military exemption. Those who are on active duty in the military with a ID can continue to purchase cigarette-related products. This bill came about as a result of the transformation that's taking place within the tobacco industry. And it is a moving in that direction as they're transforming their business. The only objection that really was raised during the committee process came from the vaping community, and I listened with interest. And obviously, I'm not particularly well informed about this, but I found that the vaping products were helping people move away from being addicted to nicotine, and actually they had a therapeutic component. So it's remarkable what you can learn through this legislative process. I would say that following the committee meeting and the reporting of this amendment in nature substitute, the vaping community did come to me and offer an amendment that would exempt vaping products from elevating the legal age from 18 to 21 if you were born before a certain date. I appreciated their reaching out to me, but I respectfully declined to embrace that amendment. So I would ask that the body support raising the legal age from 18 to 21 for the purchase of any tobacco-related products.
Thank the senator. For what purpose is the senator from Alexandria, Senator Evan Rise?
To speak in support of the bill.
Senator has the floor.
I want to thank the senator from James City County for bringing this legislation. And I also wanted to mention how important it is that it includes e-cigarettes. Nicotine, which is the dangerous component of e-cigarettes, has effects on learning, memory, and brain plasticity, which is later in life development. And the brain imaging studies of adolescents who began smoking or vaping at a young age showed noticeably reduced development in the part of the brain responsible for a person's cognitive behavior and decision-making, leading to increased sensitivity to other drugs and greater impulsivity. And it is particularly important that it does include vaping because the products, although we hear from some people that they help move some away from addiction, the levels of nicotine in the vaping products are really addictive, and what they're really doing is hurting our young people because they're taking young people who've never smoked and making it very common. We know that one product called Juuls specifically contains high levels of benzoic acid known to cause coughs, sore throat, abdominal pain, nausea, and vomiting if exposure is constant, which is the case when using one. The teens are vulnerable to long-term addiction, and unpublished federal data shows a 77% increase in e-cigarette use among high school students. And if you talk to any student in a high school in Virginia or elsewhere, they'll tell you that these products are there. And there are people who have other products available to them. They've got the patch, they've got the gum if they're really trying to quit. So with that, I thank the gentleman for bringing the bill forward.
Thank the senator. For what purpose does the junior senator from Virginia Beach, Senator Stafford rise?
Mr. President, will the patron raise for a question?
Will the patron rise for a question?
Yes, sir.
Senator Will, you have the floor.
Mr. President, I was just wondering the effects on the military, those who are serving overseas and guarding our country.
Senator has the floor.
Mr. President, I would respond as the bill was originally introduced, it did not contain an exemption for the active duty military individuals. We subsequently offered an amendment, hence the amendment in the nature of the substitute that is currently before the body, and if you're active duty military with a military ID, you can continue to purchase tobacco-related products even though you may be 18, 19, or 20.
Mr. President, I thank the gentleman for his answer.
Thank the senator. For what purpose does the senator from Northern Chesapeake, Senator Sproul, rise?
Thank you, Mr. President. Would the patron rise for a question, please?
Will the patron rise for another question?
It was with great trepidation that I yield for a question.
Thank you. I noticed,
Has the floor.
I noticed we keep hiding behind the military with something military, we just give it in to them. What about a person who had a stressful job, let's say a 20-year-old who was an apprentice for a mortician job? I noticed, I was told by some morticians, Kenny, for example, at 20 years old, because of the nature of the job, they go outside for some reason. That relief them. We're talking about 20 years old. I can see that we're getting after the high school, but are we saying that those who are firemen, who are 20 years old, a mortician, 20 years old, are you saying that they also cannot have a cigarette?
Senator has the floor.
I thank the gentleman and my friend for the question. I would say that there would be a prohibition for anyone under the age of 21 to purchase any tobacco-related product. Now, I would say there are two options. One, I will be happy to give you the senior senator from Virginia Beach's address so that they can contact him for some of that Nicorette that he carries with him. Or secondly, if you really want to be progressive, Mr. President, I would say that there is the opportunity to vote for a decriminalization of marijuana that truly would allow them to relax a little bit.
Mr. President, second question.
Further question? Senator yield for a second question?
I do, sir.
Senator yields.
Then what's so special about an 18-year-old in the military? They all are not stressful jobs. So what's so special about an 18-year-old in the military that you allow him to speak, to smoke cigarettes?
Mr. President, I'd say that's a very fair question. If, in fact, an individual is active duty military with a legitimate military ID, and if they're 18, 19, or 20, they may purchase and use tobacco-related products. There are no restrictions or constraints within this bill that would require that to take place just on a military base or a military facility. So if they had a second job, they would lawfully be in possession of a tobacco product and could, in fact, consume it.
Thank you.
Thank the senator. For what purpose is the senator from Roanoke City, Senator Edwards, rise?
Senator from James City County, yield for a question.
Will Senator yield for a question?
I will yield, sir.
Senator yields. You have the floor.
Is it true that this bill just raises the minimum age for purchasing cigarettes from 18 to 21, but that it's still legal for anyone to smoke a cigarette?
Senator has the floor.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank the senator. Do any other senators wish to be heard on Senate Bill 1727? Seeing none, the question is, shall Senate Bill 1727 pass? All in favor of the motion will record their vote aye. Those opposed, no. Are the senators ready to vote? Have all the senators voted? Do any senators desire to change their vote? The clerk will close the roll.
Ayes 32, noes 8.
Ayes 32, noes 8. Senate Bill 1727 passes.